guys, welcome to the 3D show. My name is Desire, Akwaba, Aloha, and all that good stuff. I hope you've had a wonderful week, just as I have. Today is a very wonderful day and a very special day, as you know, we're all aware of. Today is Christmas. Wow. Most of us are, we're just interested for the turkey, let's be honest. Or, the kids are interested because of Santa, because of gifts, presents, everything. But whatever the reason is, it is a wonderful day, and I want to wish everybody around the world a very Merry Christmas. So let's get to business. Last week we were talking about identity, and we basically learned that is a very important thing for us to define who we are and understand who we are, because there are many decisions that we have to make in life. Things like what career we want to go into, who we're going to marry, who we choose to be friends with, and things like that. And if you don't know who you are, these decisions, you are bound to get it wrong. Because, for example, if you are a late person, if you're not a morning person, if you are a very impatient person, there are certain careers that you have no business getting into. Things like being a teacher. You cannot be impatient, you cannot have a hot temper and go and be working with kids, because let's face it, some kids will drive you crazy. So like, all jokes aside, if you want to go and recap on what we spoke about, please go to our YouTube channel, Entitiapa TV, and recap on the show. There is the 3D show. So today we're talking about a very important topic, and we're still keeping in line with the identity series. We're talking about names today. I mean, you can't talk about identity and not talk about names, let's face it, because from when we are born, the first thing that we're given is a name as part of our identity. And also, when you want to introduce yourself to somebody, when you want somebody to remember you, you hope that they will remember your name. How special do you feel when you walk into a place for the first time, you introduce yourself one time, and the next time you go, they remember your name? You feel important, you feel special, you feel seen. So that's how important a name is. Now, there are other aspects of this whole theory of names, and I want us to really dive into that today. There are the social aspects of it, there are the cultural aspects of it, and then there are the religious and the spiritual aspects of it. And as much as I love the sound of my voice, I thought I will bring somebody in the studio with me today that will basically help me to dissect this topic and do it justice for you. We are going to talk about things like, how important is a name? How do you choose a name for somebody? Do you look at the baby and then you choose a name, or do you think of it and then give it to the person? Like, does a name have any bearing on our lives? I mean, I've just got so many questions. So I hope my guest is ready. He's a wonderful gentleman. He's a very intelligent person, and very opinionated. So it might get a bit heated here today, but in a good way. Listen, if you want to get involved with the show, please don't forget to comment down below. And if you're watching this, I know the show is live, but if you're watching it later on, please, on YouTube, please don't forget to comment, because your comments mean the world to me. And it's just amazing to always hear the different sides and different opinions that you guys have. So before we carry on with the show, I want to go for a quick break, and I want to give you a chance to, grab a drink, bring your Christmas turkey over, call your mum from the toilet, from the kitchen, tell everybody to gather around. What time is it? It's about 6 now. I know, I hope you've all eaten and you've done justice to all the cooking that mommy and grandma and everybody has been doing. So gather around, grab a cup of tea, grab a cup, I don't know, a glass of champagne, whatever, and join me right after the break. I'll see you.
Offer, Now only certificate there.
Offer. Me you get the certificate. Oh, offer.
Ghana for part you to come on certificate. You na me come certificate. ITS Pro Center. Hwe afemu nyina. Hwe ni podo ya training wo. Ghana for be me nsapɛ. Ana ya me ya no. Ewi aso so for be no for ahwe na so ma nhwe a. Wo de bo pay ma ne wo. Na kan huru sɛ wo di otu abro so a wo tan yam. Ansa anya adwuma no enidi. ITS Pro Center. ITS Pro Center. Me dey me fan it is pro. Say bia ya tete nkrofo ya ma SIA license. Na betimi dey ura security mu. Na wo dey akɔpa adwuma. Wo hwɛ sɛ dey na nkrofo adwuma sai na wonya adwuma. Ba bia me kan fama wo aye ITS Pro Center. Ɛhɔ ani betimi ma tete by 4 days pɛpɛpɛ. Na wo sa certificate. Enti adati na ɛsa wo sere na aka kyem sɛ wonya adwuma ye. ITS Pro Training Center no. Anya SIA nkwa na ye ye CSCS card so account CSCS card so no just 1 day training pep na wo wie so a unsa besa account health and safety certificate so enti what why dey enti hwe nkrofo agya we omo wie omo training omo akwakọ sha adwuma se wo site enti me no Ghana for moti why dey enne ya what me kan bomodia na frey e was numbers we so fa number no 079 04 68 6944 079 04 68 6944. Bomadi ana free ni ya. Anase 078 462 11172 078 462 11172. ITS Pro Training Center. Address 453 to 457 First Floor, Libridge Road. E10 7E buses do one fa ho bomodia na bra ne ya enti amfa wo se wo yo ba mo so betimi awura construction na security enti wo de afrayen na ye ka wo kasa ye sa te wo kasa nso training center we na sa training center we tu ya wo sa be ka certificate na wo de akoyi.
Hi guys, welcome back again. This is the 3D show. My name as always is Desire. So I hope you guys are ready, you're relaxed, and we're about to go. And I know that this topic is about to set some arguments and hot discussions in all the homes around the world right now. But you know, it's gonna be exciting. So if you're just tuning in and you're just joining us, we're talking about names. This month of December, we're doing a series about identity, and we're talking about names today. And I have somebody here that, you know, like I said before the break, amazing guy, quite good looking as well, ladies. I don't know if he's single, but we'll find out. It's all part of the names and identity. I mean, we just want to know, you know. Yeah, so we're talking about names. Do you know the meaning of your name? I know the meaning of my name, and a lot of people, when I introduce myself as Desire, oh gosh, I've heard it all. I've heard, you know them creepy uncles that will just be like, oh, I desire to have you. I'm like it's just so cringy, but sometimes that's what comes with the territory, so you just have to go with it. But yeah, so do you know the meaning of your name? If you know the meaning of your name, please comment down below. And let's get the conversation going. So without further ado, I want to introduce my guest today. His name is Kwame. For those of you that are not Ghanaian, we're going to ask him if he knows the meaning of his name and the origin of his name as well. So let's go. I think I'm talking so much. Let's just go. Hi, Kwame.
Hello, Desire.
How are you?
I'm doing very great.
Wait, what's the saying? Afro Shapa?
I think come back to you. Afro Shapa, Happy Christmas. That's the meaning of Afro Shapa.
Okay.
I think come back to you.
Okay.
The year should go back and come again. And come and meet us. That's the meaning of it.
And then they do Afro say.
Afro say na metiasi.
Oh.
Afro say
Amen. Yeah. Because we take that for granted, but I mean, for the year that we've just had, we really hope to be here by next year this time, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, Kwame.
Yeah. Desire.
The name Kwame.
The name Kwame is just a day within the day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Saturday born.
Okay.
When anybody who is called Kwame
Mhm.
is a Saturday born.
Yeah.
That is, let me do some comparison. Way back home, let's say our culture from Africa, what we do is that we name people after the days of the week.
Mhm.
So we have Kofi, we have Kwame, we have Kwejo, we have Joa Adjoa, we have Ya,
Yeah.
we have Kwesi, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. That's actually a very, sorry to cut you off. It's really fun because growing up, I used to like just, funny enough, a lot of these Obronis don't know the day they were born.
Exactly.
So when you explain that to them as Ghanaians, like they get really intrigued by it. And then they want to go and find out what day they were born and everything. And then they start calling themselves Ikia and all of that. Like it's really fun. Yeah.
Yeah, before I will go on with the show, I would like to give a very big thanks to the Ntitiapa TV for inviting me to their show, because it's been a very hard year, this 2020.
Who you telling?
I'm telling everyone, because people have passed through hustle and stress, different things. Or we are leaving our loved ones. We are just not seeing people that we met that was last year, and we are losing so many things. Because I will give a very good thanks to the Ntitiapa TV man, and as you as well, because the first time I saw that, I had a message from the management team that I had a program with Desire. I just like, now what the next thing I thought was, what is the program topic? So I said something to myself. Name. What does name deals with me? What should I think about name?
Yeah.
And later on, I realized that you had a show that was last week, which the beginning was identity.
Yeah.
And looking at the world, identity plays a very big role. Identity plays a very big role in our life, in our society, in the political scene, in a romantic environment. Identity really play a very good role.
It's true. Oh, listen, guys, as you can tell already, it's about to get interesting. So, Kwame, how important is a name?
I would like to ask you a question.
You keep repeating my name. Like, is that part of?
It's part. How did you take the name Desire?
I didn't name myself.
So have you ever asked your mom or your dad or whomever named you?
I'm a very desired child. I haven't actually asked, but I'm a very desired child. Let me tell you something. My first name is actually Dorinda, and that means a beautiful golden gift, as you can tell. But no, so I think I haven't actually asked my parents like why they named me that name. It's actually very interesting. So guys, if you're sitting with your parents, your family, maybe you should ask your mommy and daddy why they named you that. It's a good conversation starter. I think I would do that.
It plays a very vital role.
It's a very unique name, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Since I've been in the system for a while, I've not heard anybody called Desire.
It's more I don't want to step on any toes, but I felt like I've heard that a lot of Ewe people name like their children Blessings and the Faiths, and like in the Ghanaian community. So I don't know how true that is. If you're Ewe and this is something you've heard, comment down below. Let us know. But yeah, again,
Desire, when you talk about name, I would try to define name in context. The meaning of name is a set of words or set of words which are used to address a person or refer to a person. That's the meaning of name. And it plays a very important role in our life, in our economy, in our social environment. First of all, let's look at one of the important. I will go in because of time, because we have a lot of questions to go through.
Don't worry, we will carry on the conversation in the comment section. So just cover your points, and then on your way home you can reply.
One, name is the greatest connection in your life or with your identity.
Okay.
If I say a name is a greatest connection with your identity, let's put this in the plain level. For instance, if you don't have a name, how will you feel?
You like
You don't feel human.
you don't exist, isn't it?
Yeah. You don't feel human.
Yeah.
So, for instance, you are called Ajua, you are called Kwesi, you are called Desire. That makes you the connection to your identity. That makes you whom you are. That makes you how important you are.
Yeah.
That makes you how valuable you are. That makes you how special you are to others. So name plays a very vital role
In who we are.
in whom we see ourselves, in how we see ourselves, in how we believe ourselves, in our character, the character we portray.
Yeah.
Names play a very vital role. So let's go back. I'll go to the second question. Or let's go. Name also plays a very vital point, which might be, or the people see in the whole world. People see themselves when you call them their name. They feel very important.
Yeah, when you remember somebody's name, isn't it?
Let's make this scenario in case I've met you somewhere before and I've forgotten your name. I'm not remembering, or I'm not collecting your name back. I would say, oh, it seems I know you somewhere. It will not make you kind of the person you want to relate to. It will not make you the kind of the person you want to establish yourself.
It's almost like I'm not that important to you, so you didn't bother to remember my name. Yeah.
Exactly. So looking at it gives us a clear understanding about the world. The world, when you have a name, you see yourself to be part of the world. You see yourself, the individual self, to be part
like you
of
belong.
You belong to a standard, a group. You belong to a kind of community.
Yeah.
You belong to a kind of group. You belong to a kind of, let me say, a society that you feel comfortable.
Yeah. So Kwame.
Yeah.
I mean, you've defined, what a name is,
Exactly.
and you've touched on how important it is. Guys, if you're just joining us, this is a 3D show. My name is Desire. My guest here is Kwame. We're talking about the importance of names, and Kwame has basically defined what a name is. A name is a set of words that
Given to a set of words given to a thing, a person, which is used to address or refers to that person.
I see. Listen, Kwame is a scholar, clearly, as you can tell. But and then he's also explained that it's very important because it defines who you are. It gives you a sense of purpose. It gives you a sense of belonging.
Exactly.
So with all these things and with how important a name is, whose responsibility is it? I mean, clearly. Do we have the choice to change, like to name ourselves, or should the importance of such a big thing fall on the parents? And do the parents always get it right? Because let me tell you why I say this. There's this running joke, like sometimes you see somebody called Portia, and it's like, girl, you look like a Hyundai or like a Persian. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like. Like should this responsibility fall always on the parents, and is it fair for the parents to like
Desire? I would like to make things clear. I will do some comparison within our way back home. First of all, it's not anybody who's from Africa. There are some people from Europe, people from other parts of the diaspora. What I will say is that Desire, way back home, before we do naming ceremony, or we name our child, or we give a name to a person.
Okay, yeah.
And before that ceremony takes place, both parents need to sit down and decide the name they need to give to the born baby or the unborn baby. If I say the unborn baby, before they give birth to you, your name has already been established.
Have you got kids?
I don't have a kid.
Okay, because I was gonna ask like how, like, if you had kids, I would have asked how you arrived at the name, because I've just had a child, and coming from Ghana, I'm married to a Ghanaian man, and I was told that the man names
Yeah.
the child.
Okay.
And I was like, that's not fair. You know, I'm a very cultural person. I'm a very traditional person.
Exactly.
Like I love tradition.
Yeah.
Some people will say, oh, it's a bit archaic and all of that. I will question it.
Yeah.
But if it makes sense to me, I love it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, why should the man, like, I'm carrying the child, I'm the mom, I should have a say in you know, the name and everything.
Yeah.
But then according to our culture,
Okay.
the man names the child.
Who told you that?
Did
you ask them the reason?
I didn't really. I was too busy spitting because I was pregnant. But yeah, but I was told that.
It is. You need to know the reason why.
But yeah, like I was like, why?
It is because when you go back home, the man needs to name the child.
Why?
That's why we take our father's name. Because in Africa, we believe that the man is the head of the family, and before there will be a union between a man and a woman, there should be an agreement within the family, with the agreement to base on the decision of the dad.
Of the dad, okay.
So to just eliminate the dad without giving him the due respect.
But why can't we choose together?
They can, if your husband, depend on the husband and depend on where you're coming from. If you're coming from a typical orchard family, sometimes your father may decide for the son how to name the son.
As in the father-in-law?
Yeah.
Oh, no. No.
Before even
That's a bit much.
Before even your husband decide the name, you need to discuss with the father. Which name do you think?
But he's already named his kids. Why are you naming my kids?
Do you know how come you came into this world? That's the question I'll ask you.
I mean, yeah, I was.
Maybe there may be some circumstance during your delivery, child bearing. There may be. So in Africa, if you can look at the whole scenario, we name according to situations.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true because you're like most people name their children based on the circumstances around their birth, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Wait, so give me like an example of that.
Ajua Sika. Let me give you Ajua Sika.
Ajua Sika, yeah.
Sika. Maybe your name, your day of birth is Ajua.
Yeah.
Because you were born with, or you were living with somebody who was having money.
Okay. So you were born into wealth.
We are born into wealth.
Why was I not named Abena Sika? Because I was born on Tuesday, so my name's Abena. Okay.
Maybe maybe others name at Edipa.
What's that?
Good outcome.
Okay.
The meaning of Edipa is good outcome.
Good outcome. Okay.
So always, maybe you were born under a circumstance that you suffered. You had some CS or so on and so forth. So to cut everything short for the family, or to forget about what you passed through, they name you, they give you a kind of good name, which will have an implication in your life. So,
okay. Oh, okay. So that's interesting. So we've basically like concluded that some families might name their children based on the circumstances surrounding the birth of that child.
Exactly.
And then you've just said that also a name could be given to project a destiny or a future for that child.
Exactly.
Oh, this is
it doesn't go on in a way of the wrong way. It goes opposite. It can be positive, it can be negative.
Okay. And then also you can be named after
somebody.
Africans, we do that a lot, like Ghanaians, because my husband named our son after his dad.
Why? You should ask him why.
No, because I mean he respects his dad. His dad is a very honorable man, and I didn't argue with that because he's an amazing man, very intelligent, very successful.
So you are okay with that?
Family, yeah. Because when you look at his life,
yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't mind my son ending up where
Being
he
the position that is.
Yeah, if
Okay.
you know, if that theory and the school of thought is, you know, is you live up to like who you were named after.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't mind at all.
Me, for instance, I was named after a doctor, a medical officer.
Okay. And tell them what you do.
We'll come to that later.
Guys, this is amazing.
Because the person whom I was named after was my mother's uncle.
Okay.
He used to live in this country. It's called Dr. Tieku.
Okay.
Dr. Tieku. So they call me Kwame Tieku Baden. I don't have a Christian name.
Okay.
So the man was a medical officer way back in Cromer's time in UK here. So what they decided was that the man was a very prominent person, he was a respectable person. So people value him in the community, in the society. So when he came for his retirement, he went to our village. He went to live in our village. So my mom's father just looked at the man and said I said to my mom, whenever you want to give birth, we will name your son after this man, your uncle, because your uncle is a very decent man.
Okay.
So when I started,
are you decent?
Yeah,
I'm a decent man. We will find out.
Yeah.
We're all FBI's on this Facebook. We will find out.
So when I started growing up, people started calling me doctor.
Okay.
So when you go back home, they don't call me Kwame. They call me doctor.
Doctor, okay.
Doctor, because the ambition forward was to be
a doctor,
the same man as my family named me after.
So basically, it's like, like a name is also kind of like affirmation, isn't it?
Exactly.
So like the more, for instance, if somebody's called Wisdom, the more everybody's like calling you wisdom, we're speaking it into your life, isn't it? But that's not to say every person called Wisdom is wise, though.
Exactly.
Guys, if you know somebody that is basically the total opposite, whose personality and character is the total opposite of their name, comment down below, because we all know somebody.
Yeah, but when you come to this Europe, let's come to where we live. When we come to where we live, they name after the thought they have.
Yeah.
If I say the thought they have, they name after the desire or the using your name or the role.
Yeah.
Or the benefit they will get from. They don't name according to
meaning. Or...
You see, even though there's a kind of meaning, though there's a kind of meaning, these white people, sometimes Alexander, if they should tell you the meaning of Alexander, if they should tell you, some black people don't name desire. So if you should name yourself Desire, what's the meaning of your name? Desire.
Yeah,
it's an English name.
Yeah, to be desired.
To be desired. So they also have an implication behind the name that they give to their children.
Yeah. Hold that thought, because it's like I'm so into the topic that I forgot that we have to take a very quick break. Have you asked your mum what your name means, where she got it from? I know some people, you know, they will name their child after where they even conceived the child. So all you people that are called Milan, Paris, all of that, find out. Unfortunately, you can't name somebody in Sawam, Tema, Abobloshi, or Kloklomlemle, or somewhere like that, even though most of us were conceived in those places. But that's another topic. So we will take a very quick break and we will see you right after.
Now only certificate
Offer, me go the certificate. Oh, offer.
Na for part you to come certificate. You na me come certificate. ITS Pro Center. Hwe afemu nyina. Hwe ni podo ya training wo. Gana problem me sape. Na ya me ya no. Ewi aso so problem be no fu ahwe na so ma hwa. Wo de bo pay ma ne wo. Na kan hu say wo de otu abro so wo toyem. Ansa anya duma no enidi. ITS Pro Center. ITS Pro Center, me fan it is pro. I just say, Bia, you're teaching crop, your mount SIA license. Now, but with your security, now they are compared you. Because of your net and conform, Ajuma sign no one Yajuma. Baby, I make up from our ITS Pro Center. And what any better amount here by 4 days, prepare. Now, on our certificate. And the other thing I was the one I catch up to Yajuma. ITS Pro Training Center no. Anya SIA nkwani ayo. Ye CSCS card so account. CSCS card so no. Just 1 day training pep. Na wo wie so a, unsa besa account health and safety certificate so. Enti what why dey? Enti fi akwafo agya we. Omo wie omo training. Omo akwakọ sha adwuma se o site. Enti me no me gana fo. What why dey? Enne ya what me kai. Bomodia na frey. Our sound numbers we so. Phone number no 079 04 68 6944 079 04 68 6944. Bomadi na free ni ya. Anase 078 462 11172 078 462 11172. ITS Pro Training Center. Address 453 to 457 first floor, Libridge Road, E10 7E. Buses do one foul. Bomodiana brand ya. And the found some way you are. Not so bet me a rock construction and security. And to their prayer, Naya Kawakasa. Yes, out of Casa. Training center we. Nasaki training center we. 2 years with some certificate. Now you're Juma.
Hi guys, welcome back. I hope you've asked your parents what your name means, how they named you, how it came about, and I hope the discussion is very healthy in your houses right now. Don't forget to comment down below. Let's keep the discussions going. I love reading the comments. Like, it's just all banter. I love it. So just before the break, we were talking about names and how important it is. We've covered how important it is. We've discovered that, you know, in our culture, some people give names to their children based on the circumstances around, you know, the delivery or the childbirth, or, you know, for example, some couples might have struggled a bit to have a child, so they might name their first child Inshira, which means blessing. I've always loved that name. And then also some people might name their child, I don't know, in Kwame's case, Dr. Tieku. He was named after his uncle called Dr. Tieku because, you know, they wanted to project success into his life and hopefully he will become a doctor. And actually, he's not too far from that dream. So, you know, clearly there is some truth in that. But yeah, you're tuned into the 3D show, and as always, I remain your host, Desire. Kwame has tried me, asking me what my name is. I actually went to check on Google, and I was right. Yeah, it just means to be desired, because, you know, as you can see, you all desire me, isn't it? If you don't comment down below, because I don't want any negative comments. But yeah, so moving on with the conversation, we're still here with Kwame, aka Dr. Tieku. I'm gonna be calling you that from now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're before the break we covered 2 points.
Yeah.
And then now I want to know, does a name truly have any bearing on our lives?
Yeah, it has, because whenever I'm doing a discussion, I would like to base my points on a solid area which people can do their own research.
That's important.
That people can do their own research to have knowledge about whatever they're learning. So I made a research about the bearing of names on people, on people's life, which it was clear. Which is what's clear. But what I would say is that name is the very first social tag.
Yeah.
Why is it a social tag? Because whenever you come out from your mom's womb, wherever you come from, the first tag they give you to use your wristband. Have you been to the delivery hospital before?
I just had a baby.
So when you had a baby, what was the first thing they tag on the stand? The tag his name.
Yeah.
They didn't give the person a name because he wasn't having a name. There was a tag.
Yeah.
So
no, you're right. They did ask us if we had a name for him, and once we told
why
them,
didn't they ask if he's having a mother or a father?
There you go.
So they know the importance of name and they know the implication of name on the side of the life of the son or the daughter that you've given birth to. So I did a research by the one psychologist named after Britt Perham, who has studied a lot of names. And after he studied a lot of names, he made a point that, or she made a point that name have a significant importance in the life of people. And I will base my point on the three aspects of life. First of all, let's look at the romantic partner. If I say romantic partner, how did you get your husband?
It wasn't by his name.
It wasn't by his name.
No.
But research have shown that people who come together have a similarity in names.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Let's go. Let me read this for you. Using the marriage record of several states records in America. Several states record in America found that people who are just appropriately life so many who have come to in contact with so many have the same similarity of name.
Okay.
For instance, if I get married to my wife, there will be a similarity. Either the father of my wife is bearing a name Kwame, which he is living a good life.
Okay. I think I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
So it makes the love so romantic.
So basically, is what you're saying is, let's say I had a teacher called Kofi, or I had an uncle, or I just came into contact with somebody called Kofi, and the person was so prominent, basically made a positive impact on my life.
Exactly.
When I meet somebody and the person is called Kofi, it will bring me to that positivity.
Exactly.
Therefore, I will let my guards down, and then I'm more likely to listen to the person and accept his advances and propose. Okay.
So that plays a very name
that makes sense. Yeah.
Name has impact on what?
On our life. Romantic.
You have a burden, or you have a relation with our life.
Yeah.
Name have a relation. It have a bearing on our life. So whatever name you meet, just go around it and look at the meaning. Just go around it, look at how that name put a burden or put a
like a blessing.
A blessing. We shouldn't look at the blessing alone. We should look at the negative part.
Yeah, of course.
As a whole. You get what I'm saying?
Of course.
So that will not live there. And I also made a research. A name also have a political contribution.
Okay.
Today I will base my point on, let me say, in a political angle, in a scientific and a social aspect. So let's look at the second point. Name has a political contribution. During the 2000 political campaign research, found in the people who last name began with B, who's in America, I'm talking about America, 2000.
That's when Barack.
No, but I think
Bush. Okay, George Bush.
The people with the last name began with B were likely to contribute to the Bush campaign. People who had the name B.
Is this magic?
It's not magic.
Wait, so you're saying that if my name was like Barbara, I was more likely to vote for Bush. What's the scientific magic?
The research is there. The research is telling me. I'm not telling you myself. I'm basing my point on research. Looking at during the 2000.
It's quite interesting, though, isn't it? Like how the human mind works.
And see, even Bush was contesting with the one lady called Lady Go, and the Lady Go also had a paper with the alphabet G. So those people even contributed to. They were part of it.
So all you Johns in Ghana that did not vote for John Jamello and John Mahama, shame on you.
So
I'm joking. This is not a political.
So it have an implication. It have a bearing, of a burden on our life. As if I'm basing my point on research, that's what
it has a bearing on our lives.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it even plays a part in our decision making towards other people.
Exactly.
Okay.
And last but not the least, I will base my point on unemployment. Let's look at employment.
Especially in this diaspora that we are in.
We have a name called Bennett. Bennett name in the UK here. I've never met Bennett. And those people are rich.
Okay.
I have people in Ghana called Bennett family. They are really rich people. So when I came to England, I saw the Bennett company. I saw the Bennett and Sons. So I realized, are they the people
from
Ghana?
Okay.
So the name that they bear, and those people in Ghana also have a kind of race kind of.
I mean, Bennett is clearly not a Ghanaian of Ghanaian descent.
How then do they get that name?
Might be some of the slave masters that left it behind.
It's up to them.
Because a lot of the Fantis have British names, because of the connection. Like it's just because of like the geographical location of where the Fanti land is.
These people I'm talking about, they live in Sunyani.
Oh, okay. Where's Sunyani?
Sunyani,
that's on top of
Brownhapu. The capital of
Kumasi side.
Yeah,
right?
when you go to the northern part.
So that's opposite. Okay.
So, and these people having a Bennett name. I was wondering how these people are bearing that name. So you can see that the name have a bearing. It have a burden, or you have a bearing on the name of the people.
Yeah.
It's a kind of make them rich. And when you come to UK and you look at the name called the Bennett family, it's a kind of. For instance, let's do. They did a research here. The name called. Let's put this name. The name called K, which stands for strike.
Right.
Strike.
What do you mean?
Let's look at somebody whose first name stands for K, or last name stands for K.
Kennedy.
Look, let's go into football, for instance. Let's go into football. We used to have a basketball player, but whose first name began with K, which stands for what? Strike. So that guy always what? Strike. So name is having an implication. It's having a connection. It's having a network
with our destiny.
With our destiny. It's having a network. To whomever you see, there are some people called them.
Wait, so I'm not judging, guys. So all the people that will be naming their children Apple, what sort of destiny?
they sometimes they look so nice. Apple looks so nice, and it looks so very attractive. So if you see, it's every name is having a meaning.
So basically, you can also make your own meaning, because I know for like Kanye West and him, when they named their child North, I mean the whole world, there was an uproar, because we were like, what why are you naming somebody North? And then they explained that because that's like that they basically conceived her or something at the pinnacle at the highest point of their love or something for each other.
Exactly.
So I guess she will always be
the higher level.
Yeah. Okay.
You
hey, wait. Then that means I don't want to be called catering, because that means my catering.
Exactly. It depends on where she came from.
Yeah.
It would depend. We have people called the Kweku Bunsam.
Oh.
Kweku Satan.
Why?
I don't know. We have people called the Kweku Bunsam.
Hold on. But I think 2019.
Yeah.
there was a couple in New Zealand
Yeah, okay.
who actually they sued their government or their state because they wanted to name their child and register the birth of their child. They wanted to name their child Satan, and the government said no
Why?
because Satan is not a name. Like, who's going to hire somebody called Satan?
There's not any law binding naming. There's no any law.
And this is why their parents like sued them because they were like, you can't tell us what to name our child.
Exactly.
But like, if you do research on the internet, you will find this thing out. Trust me, it is there. I will share the link on our page into Tiepa TV. But so you know, if you've just tuned in, this conversation is so interesting. I feel like we can talk about it like for the longest. But this is the 3D show. My name is Desire. I'm joined by Kwame, aka Dr. Tieku. Not really a doctor, not too far from the profession. It's still in the health, sector. But yeah, so we're talking about names, and we've just been talking about, does a name have a bearing on your life? Now, after the break, I want us to talk about the societal implications. I think you were ready to hit on that, but
yeah.
I need everyone to, go and take a pee break, drink, whatever, and then we'll come back. Don't forget to comment. Yeah, so does a name have societal bearing, like, on ourselves and implications? I know the answer is yes, especially being African and being born or living in the Western world and everything. And then even things like even Chinese people, a lot of Chinese people are called Tina or this, that, because we can't say their name.
Exactly.
So they've given. I worked for a Chinese company, and for the longest, I didn't know that my boss's name was not Stone, but basically the meaning of his name is Stone.
Okay.
So he just introduced himself as Stone because he wasn't. It was just too much.
So if you should ask the question, how can we call somebody Stone?
Hold that thought, guys. We will be right back. Okay. Welcome back to the 3D show with your girl Desire, and I am joined by Kwame here. So I know we're taking up most of your time, so we're going to be wrapping up. We haven't even answered like all the questions, and we haven't even like touched all the topics and all the points just under names. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to beg Kwame to come back so we can like finish this discussion. But at the moment, I know it's Christmas Day, you're enjoying your food, you just want to be talking and just be merry with your family. Thank you so much for tuning in and taking the time to join us today. We will be wrapping up soon. So again, let me know what your name is, how you were named, and the meaning of your name in the comment sections. Okay, so Kwame, very, very quickly, let's discuss. I feel like we all know the answer to this, but does society judge us by our names?
Yeah, I would say yeah.
Why do you say that?
I always base my point on research and a solid point. Yeah, let's go to one psychologist who is a lecturer, is a doctor, Dr. Ellen Borge. He used to lecture in Birmingham University in the Department of Sociology. He made a statement, which I'm clear with that statement. I don't need to even talk about that statement. What she said was that there are certain names which foster stereotypes. If I say stereotypes, I'm taking you to the scientific aspect of the stereotype is a particular type of person or thing that mostly is in the person. So let's say the whatever is in your mom. For instance, if your mom was a good person within the community, whatever is in your mom, definitely you may be having some connection with them, with the kind of behavior your mom is portraying or living. So way back on his research, he said that we should all think about names which conjure up in our mind something like aristocrat, a criminal. That's what the woman said. And saying criminal, the senior lecturer based the point that there's a negative experience of someone you associate your characteristics of you with. So if I should go to my point, society are being judged by our names.
So we are being judged by society.
We are being judged.
The reason why I'm saying that is, I mean, I feel like you made that stereotypical judgment a few minutes back where you said the only Bennett, the Bennett people that you've known or have ever met are rich people.
Exactly.
And then when you've come here and you've seen, you know, Bennett and Sons, Bennett this, Bennett that, obviously, you in your mind,
I've judged them already.
and you associate the name Bennett with riches and wealth.
I've already judged. We used to have some names in Ghana. Whenever you mention it, or whenever you tell people that you're from this house, or whenever we mention a name, a particular name in the community, people judge you by that name.
But then also, I feel like in our part of the world, like we also judge people because as we've already established, Ghanaians and Africans, we name our children based on our tribes, based on like our experiences. So a lot of the times, even within Ghana, like if you say, you know, my name is Jibodi,
we will judge you that you are
obviously, exactly. Everybody knows that you're an Ewe. So if you're somebody that, you know, doesn't particularly take to that tribe, then it's like,
let's not go far. My name, when I mention my name, Baden, my surname is Baden. Whenever I mention Baden, people go back to the Fanti land.
Yeah. Are you not Fanti?
I'm not a Fanti.
Okay.
Manasanti.
Okay.
So when people judge me by my name, whenever I mention my name, Baden, oh, it's a Fanti.
Wait, but the thing is as well, just before the break, I was talking about how obviously having African names or, you know, different names within the UK.
Yeah.
Did you find it hard to get a job or callbacks because your name, Kwame, on your CV, a lot of recruiters, let's face it, is a fact.
They know that you're from Africa, you're from Ghana.
Yeah, but a lot of them will
so what will convince them is your experience?
No. What I'm saying is, a lot of the times, for them to even look in depth at your CV, they fully judge you on the name.
Let me tell you something. For instance, if you are in your house and you make a call to, let me say, the police, or you make a call to immigration, as soon as they hear your tonation, they judge you by where you're from.
Yeah.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah. That's
so
true.
Why? They judge you by, well, as soon as you mention your name, they judge you where you come from.
Yeah. Like, have you, because I don't have African name.
Yeah.
But what I'm asking you, like, have you had that experience personally with such a name?
Maybe
the UK?
it may be the people that I get in contact with, or the people who look into my.
No, but is it yes or no?
I can't say it's yes. I can't say it's no. Depend on the person assessing you.
Okay.
For instance, there are people who always go in a different way. If I should say, there are people who also look at name. There are different people and how they judge people, or how they look into things.
Yeah.
People are looking at names.
But the point I'm trying to like establish is we've established people judge us by our names.
Our names.
And we want to answer, does society judge us by our names?
Society judge us.
It does.
Yeah.
Right? Because, and is it fair?
Depend on the kind of society you are.
No, but I mean, we live in London, for example. Luckily, London is quite diverse, you know, culturally and everything. But if you're going to, because I mean, I went to school here, and it's infuriating.
Where you grew up?
No,
where you grew up?
Listen, yeah. it's so infuriating for you to, because we've established your name is the first identity given to you.
Okay.
So imagine when you're introducing yourself, my name is Kwame, and then you've got, you know, a teacher repeatedly, like most people, most teachers, most colleagues, they don't even make the effort to even pronounce your name right. Like, it's just like, oh, Kwame. No, my name is Kwame. Like, it's very annoying because it's like, if we can learn to say, I don't know, Putin, or, you know, like all these Russian names and all these, like, why can you not make the same effort when it comes to Nigerian names, when it comes to, you know, Ghanaian names, when it comes to South African names?
It depends on ourselves too.
Okay.
There are people who are having Adiboyo, Adibado. So whenever they go to work site, they try to change their name or pronounce their name in a different way.
I mean, do you blame them though?
I depend on them because they want to make things easier for others to get known to them.
No, because it's annoying when you, my name is Adeboye, and you're just calling Adeboye. No, that's not my name. So obviously,
you see the tonation is different from each and every one.
But the thing is, we've established, you said,
yeah, I've established,
and
it.
I agreed with you that when we call somebody by their name, we're affirming.
Exactly.
So if my name means wisdom and you're calling me something else, I'm not going to accept it. What do you think?
You may not accept it, but depend on the environment that you find yourself. It may depend on the environment. For instance, depend on the work. People are good. For instance, I'm not good at names. So there are some. I've worked in the place I work for some years. There are people that I can't recall their names.
Yeah. No, it's not about remembering. It's about.
And I even can't pronounce it. There's a lady in my website called Syria.
Ghanaian people will just be ruining people's names. My son's name is Justin. For the life of me, I don't understand why people call, like, all my aunties and stuff. No, Justice. It's like, his name is Justin.
People will call it Justice.
And then they'll be like, oh, Justin. Oh, Justin. I'm like,
you see where we came from.
It's so annoying.
Phonetics is a problem. So for you to learn someone's language, it's not easy to go with that.
Yeah.
So phonetics aspect of, especially the people from Africa, is a kind of, unless you see the dialect, the kind of language that we speak in Africa.
It affects
the phonetics.
So I really, really wanted us to talk about this topic, but I think our time is gone and we have to come back another day. When you have kids, will you be giving them Ghanaian names, or will you be giving them Christian names?
For me, I will not give any Christian names because I don't have a Christian name. Okay. My name is Kwame T. Kubeden. Okay. Which is all an African name. Yeah. So if it depend on the situation you find yourself, depend on your expectation, depend on where you want to reach in life, and depend on who helped you to reach where you are. People sometimes name after the people that supported them. So depend on the situation you find yourself. Yeah. That's where you give the name in accordance to your son or your daughters. Yeah.
So are you gonna give your wife a chance to have input in the name?
The place we come from, we don't allow ladies. The lady can contribute, but
I mean, surely she can make suggestions.
But you know, the African man is always right. You know, where we come from, African man is always right.
Kwame, which is not fair. I was just beginning to like you, and then we had to just come into this topic.
Where we come from, African man is always right.
We're in the 21st century. Let's get over that.
That's where the disagreement comes.
No, let's get over that.
Let's name her this. Let's name her this.
No. Well, all I'm saying is, will you give her a chance to at least make suggestions?
She can suggest input. But if you make suggestions,
but the ultimate decision will be yours.
If you know that I will make the decision, why do you suggest?
Why not? Because she's half.
Definitely, she's your husband is not going to accept that. There are some people. Did you suggest for your husband to give the name?
I made suggestions, yes.
So how did he accept it? Or how
No,
did
he was open to it. He was very, very open
Did
to
he
it. And
ask you?
in the end, when he chose the name, he told me and then gave me the reason why. I mean, he made previous suggestions, which I was like, no, I'm not naming my child that.
So what was your point?
No, my point is, you're not going to name my child a name that I don't agree with.
Hey, definitely.
I'm 50% of the parent. That's
So-
not nice. Come on, Kwame, what is this? What do you mean?
You see, there's no legal documentations about how to name your son.
No. I understand that, but we're Ghanaians, and this is our culture. But I feel like I'm not saying shun the culture,
Okay.
but you have to take the mother's point into consideration.
Let me. I know.
So wait.
For instance, if I'm married to a white lady
Yeah.
and I want to name my son Akwesi Ajimai,
Yeah.
So-
No, but if she doesn't agree with it, because for instance, if let's just say you have met somebody called Kobe, who was amazing to you, this is that,
Exactly.
and then let's just say your wife was maybe, God forbid, but raped by a Kobe. So if you want to name your son Kobe, and she tells you that Kobe, like the name brings trauma, like memories of trauma and everything, but you love and you've said you want to name your child Kobe.
there's a reason there.
In that,
There's a reason there.
so we agree. You will
Yeah.
take your wife's
Yeah, into consideration. You need to take your wife's opinion into consideration, but not all that. You know, where we came from is difficult because your mom have already told you that whenever you give birth, you need to name your son after your grandfather, after your dad.
Yeah.
Or your dad has already told you that whenever you give birth to a son, you need to name him after your uncle who took care of you.
Yeah.
So that idea is there. So
It's
whatever
there.
whatever the lady says is out of order. Me, for instance, my firstborn
Yeah.
will be named after my mom. If it's a lady,
Yeah.
she will be named after my mom.
Okay.
Why? Because she was a very hard-working lady,
Yeah.
which she did what she's supposed
I mean,
to
it's a nice way to honor her, isn't it? Yeah, it's nice.
do. So
I think
if my wife says she's not going to accept that,
Yeah. I mean, you can always do the middle names and all of that, right? Like, if she doesn't want your mom's name as the first name, you can maybe like do Sarah, whatever your mom's name is. Yeah, so that's still her name, right?
what about if I want to use my mom's Christian name?
Kwame, I'm not your wife, so you can't have this conversation with me.
Oh, okay. So-
Do you know what? Thank you so much for tuning in, for coming on the show today.
Yeah.
Amazing discussion.
Okay.
We were so into it that we didn't even cover all the points. So
Exactly.
please, I will be inviting you back in the new year.
Okay.
And I won't take no for an answer. I'm not your wife, so I can say no to you.
Let's see if God permits us to see the next year.
We will be fine. We're
Okay.
speaking into existence.
Let's
You
hope.
know, by faith.
Okay,
we
exactly.
will definitely see next year and many more years to come. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We have to wrap it up. I know the discussion is now just getting started, but we have to wrap it up. I hope you've enjoyed the show. You've enjoyed the discussion, and I hope you've left. You know, you will keep leaving comments. I'm reading all the comments when we go on break. That's what I'm doing. I'm reading all the comments, but you know, there's so much happening around here. So I promise you, I will be replying all the comments right after this. Listen, I'm rushing home to go and have turkey as well. Listen, it's been a very, very peculiar year. And with all the challenges and everything that we have faced, don't forget to, you know, keep the faith alive and just be encouraged. Be encouraged. It's not by mistake that we've all made it to the end of 2020. It's not by, you know, by chance. We're here for a reason. And, you know, I hope and pray that moving forward, you know, God, Allah, whatever you believe in, will basically bring us across the finish line into the new year. And as much as we have lost, don't forget to be grateful for the little things that you have right now. And yeah, just always have that gratitude attitude as well. So again, we're just rounding up, you know,